So what does teams mean in Blogly? When you were programming it and setting it up, what were you trying to create?
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. So in a few sentences, so you know that building the content is not an easy thing. When you write the content, a lot of times that you need help. Maybe help with the writing or copywriting itself, or maybe help with some research, or maybe help with some optimization or proofreading or editing. So there's a lots of steps that might require a different type of help. So we do have ability to connect with other users and bring them into your team. We name them in team seats. So let's go right to the point. I'm going into settings, and in the settings, in the billing, I want to explain and show them our different plans that allow different number of seats in the plan. So
okay.
freelancer plan and a starter plan, they do not have access to teams. The starter plan will have actually access to teams, but it's not included. You need to buy a separate seat.
Okay. That's pretty common.
Yeah, solo plan and a growth plan, they do have included some seats. So solo plan included one team seat member.
Okay.
Growth plan has included 3 team seat members. What does it mean? If I'm the owner of account and I want to invite one person, I need a one team seat for that. Can I invite different people at different times? Yes, I can. I can invite as many as I want to, but I can only fill in one available seat if I have the solo plan.
Okay.
If I want more seats, I could purchase separately seats. I can purchase on monthly basis, on annual basis. So if I purchase on a monthly basis, maybe I need an extra seat or two this month. I can purchase monthly seats, and I can invite people to work together at the same time. If I have, say, growth plan, I can invite up to 3 people in that seat. At any given point, those 3 people will be active, and they will show up right here as being approved. Okay. You can see here that there are other different people being connected, but the only 3 people currently working at this time. But in my plan, I have currently paid for 4 users, so I can invite another person, just simply giving the name and giving email. I need to know the email of the person and provide some information that will be sent in email. It's not going to stay anywhere in database. And the person, after they will receive it, they can go into their view. They will be notified here that notification will come up that they've been invited to the team and they need to accept the invitation. They will see their invitation again. Also in a setting, you can see that if I'm inviting team here and I'm managing my team in this tab, another tab is for my that if I'm invited as a team member into someone else's team.
Oh, okay.
And this tab named clients. So this person invited me to their team. So I will have this place where once I will be invited, there will be a button here, approve. There will show up the button. So currently right now, this is approved. And I can actually write some comments for this person, so I know who invited me. And this is something for me to keep update. I can update the name and I can update some information.
Again, so now is that like the like your profile? I mean, when I was a salesman, I always had customer records where I described, who the people I contacted and what, the relationship was, what they did.
Yeah. So it's just kind of for your records, they stay private. So same way here, those are like records, stay private. So if I want to add any records, so if I click here, I add some information for the record. I can make as a team owner, I can make anyone as a workspace admin. Workspace admin will have a similar access, similar rights as the owner, but they still manage my workspace through the workspace view, workspace window. This workspace window is visible in the workspaces. So if I go to workspaces, now I need to explain. So this one is the only, my view, that means only article that have the workflow built, I mean set up, but not shared with the admin, they will show up here. If the article, by default, article will be visible to admin and the owner, and they will be show up as a my team view. Okay. And my clients is for my clients. For this one, because I can have multiple clients, they by default, they are shrink. I need to click on them to expand. So I might have, say, a few people who invited me. I may work for this person, this person, this person in this workspace. I need to open and preview what jobs are available for me. So like this job was completed. So status completed. This is a step. And I can enter this job, and you can see this is an execution was completed, but I'm not able to access any longer. So once my step is, my step is done, and this is where I click, I completed my work. The right access to the article is closed, except of workflow view. So workflow view is for the memory, because I could see if there would have been any assignment for me, there will be retained records here. And when you click on that, you can see the full view. It's scrollable. It could be the long tail of the information what need to be done. But again, this one is like a entry access to any outside article. This particular article is, I'm as a team seat member. I'm seeing it as a team seat member. It's not the part of my content, it's a part of their content. And the only way for me to access is through this window.
Okay.
So if I send you invitation and you accept it, you in my team, and that's the only place where you will be seeing the task that I assigned to you. They will
a question. So if you want to invite somebody who doesn't have a Blogly account yet, what level?
They have to create account. There's no other way.
But they could use a free account?
Yeah, they will remain free, and they don't need to pay. They get subscription account. But okay. if I assign them to do some task, like do the research or doing some plagiarism scanning if they needed to, if I give them a okay to do that, they will use against my limits. So if I have so many research docs per month, then they can, if I give them okay to use it give them an access, they can create their research docs at my expense, because I'm the one who own the account and who paid for them. Okay. Now let's now talk about how the owner of the team seeing the work and what to do to give a job to your team members.
One other question before we get into that. So when you invite somebody, you've got the little envelope up here in the upper right corner.
Yeah.
Is it going to show up there? Will it go to their regular email? Where will that notification show up?
The notification will show up in the regular email. So in the regular email, that will show up as an email notification saying you are invited in such and such workspace, and whatever, if I include the message will be also included. But regularly, of course, you don't get invitation out of blue. You probably discuss with someone asks, is it okay? Do you want to take the job? And then they invite you and they say, oh, I invited you. So if they invited you, watch out your inbox and you see that it come in. And if you didn't have account, just simply create account using this URL and just create your password, username, and you get in. Once you get in, you will, if you want to search for my assignments, you got to go in the workspaces. And the workspaces is a place where you will work with my content.
Okay.
Now let's start from beginning. So now Let's assume I invited, say, a few people. I got them seats and they are now available. Question, will they see my content? No, they will never see my content unless I let them access or give them a view only or read the access to the article. It's based on the article. It cannot be like I give access to someone and someone sees everything I got. No, that's the only access given through the article. So article considered to be like a small project. So when you set up the project, now it's a time to give an assignment and bring the people, give them a job or a task to do, which is a workflow. And the workflow, you give them specific steps, or you just simply give them the read-only access to the full article. They can just simply view it, but without way of changing.
So where do you set up the permissions for what they can see and what they can do?
Let me do this. I'm gonna walk you through. I'm gonna create one task. Let's imagine this. I have a job. I have the one article I need to write one article, and I already invited, say, the people, and now they're just in the waiting mode, waiting for me to get there, start the job. So what do I need to do? I need to start the article. If the article is not created, we're starting right from beginning. So let's create new article. And I give a name, so let's call it article for the team test, right? Okay, let's do this, right? And we create the article. So this article now, I'm in a blank view of the outline on that level of outline view. This is name is the outline view. And I got multiple tabs on top. So as you know, that left side is for the outline itself, for the workflow, SEO. And the right side is the article itself and additional tools like assets, plagiarism, and feedback. So let's create the outline first, because the article just started. Can I do it without outline? Yeah, I can. But is that make sense? I think it makes sense for you as the owner to start off with, say, some even a rough draft of outline, what you want. So in this case, let's create like a quick outline. Let's say we do it the intro first. If I click enter here, I'm start typing it and I'm creating the like a first draft of outline. Let's say I call it first intro. The second one would be the say I'm doing this about marketing or something, right? Click enter. So I'm just simply say block say 2, block 3, and now let's do the summary, right? So this one is like a quick out draft that I want, and I click OK. I'm creating the blocks. So I'm creating the structure for my team member to work with, and I'm controlling the destiny. So what will be the article look like when it gets to the end? I want to control the outline. This is the most important thing. Let your writer fill in the rest. If they want to add something to outline, that's fine, if it makes sense, but you at least you create the structure. How fast, how long it is to do it, you saw that. I just created in a matter of 1 minute. So if you want to just do the rough draft and edit it later, then yeah, you can do it anytime. Just simply adding it, drag them around. Those are your blocks on the left side, and these are the blocks expanded in the view. And now to get in the block, I can just click here and I'm in the block level. So let me get out, and now I'm going to the next step. So I don't write anything, but I want my team member to start doing some work. So I need to give them an assignment. So let's do this. I'm going to go in the workflow, and this is a place where I decide what my workflow and a sequence of events should happen, what kind of steps should be taken to complete this mini project as an article. So do I need the research? Yes, I probably need the research. And then, of course, I need to do the writing, or somebody else will do the writing. The writing part is there, and maybe not just one. I would say writing will consist of 2 steps. So I can pull it to say writing, say part 1, click and I say okay, and I do another sub step. I'm gonna do the writing part 2. and I'm going to create 2 sub-steps. And do I need the editing? Maybe I can skip the editing, but I definitely need the proofreading. Maybe I can do the editing after the enhancement. So I'm doing the enhancement after that. Enhancement means I'm going to add the images, tables, video, links, whatever I need. That's the basically enhancement or enrichment, but I named it as enhancement.
Right.
So let's say I need an enhancement and I need to do some editing after. They'll do the SEO optimization. And right after that, I skip to publish, and I definitely need to do the promotion on the social media. So basically, this is a kind of standard structure of anybody who writes. Whether I write myself or give it to the team, doesn't matter. We follow the same kind of routine, right?
Right.
So let's say maybe I need some custom steps, maybe something else that I missed and somebody needed. Okay, fine. You can just say custom step. You give a name to that step, you change it and you give it name yourself, and this custom step will be there and you can drag it. You can create new steps like this and just give a name and it'll populate, drag it around. So this is a sequence of events that you want to happen. And the subsequent steps like here, those can be done simultaneously. So those steps that paired as a sub-steps, they are simultaneous. And the steps are one after another. They always in a sequence, right? So one thing need to be completed before the second one started. So I need to click save. Now, before even I do the save, let me show you something. So here, if I click, and if I saved already some templates that I created, I can just simply select the table templates. So right now, let's go save. I click the save, and now my workflow build up, but I haven't finished it yet. So I'm looking at those are my steps, which are assignments. I need to create assignments, and on the right side, I provide I set up the execution. Execution means what? 3 things that important. There's a due date. There is a team member that I assign. So those are team members.
That's where those come in. Yep.
That are currently assigned. Let's say I give it to myself, and this step I give it to you, right? So we've got now people assigned to those 2 steps and also have an access. Now take a look the access, that capability of the access. By this step, we already predefined by default what should be checkmarked. So you don't need to checkmark it. If you are in the writing part, of course, you need to access to content. You have an access by default to research, but I can remove it. You have an access to notes, libraries, versions. You can have to SEO. You can have to plagiarism if needed. You can have access to publishing, or you can have an access to templates. If this is the way I want this to give it to you, I'm controlling here and just say, okay, that's it. I created the access, say, to this person, whoever is assigned here. If it's me, of course, I bypass all the access. It's I can access to anything through my regular view. But if it's assigned to you, I'll say, okay, I'm just giving you the content and nothing else. So you just write this one and maybe notes. And that's enough. So you get just very limited access, and you only can write and you can get access to notes. Is that pretty clear for now?
Yeah, just a question on, say, the notes. So if you give access to notes, are they only article related notes, or would they be all? I mean, because that is the ability under the assets. You can go in and say, oh, I want to see all notes, or I want to see article
I think
related.
we have an access to all notes. So,
okay.
But if needed, we can adopt it and maybe split it, whether it's all or just article related. But access to notes, I think right now to all.
Okay.
Now, the due dates, don't forget the due dates. Let's say I set up my due dates here, and those 2 dates, right? So 2 people can write simultaneously on the same step. So I do my part, you do your part. And the 3rd person, say, doing proofreading. And again, I'm going to set up the due date. Maybe it's now for 20. You could see now it shows up the dates, right, for each step that I set up. And also there, again, I control the access. So if I set up once, and you can see that's quickly done, it's there. Now, why do I need the left side here? Very important, because now being a owner of this particular, say admin will get exactly the same access if they point at admin, and if they can start creating an article themselves, they have the complete access to every piece of functionality inside of this. They can assign the members and everything. So, but right now I'm the owner, I'm the admin, so I have an access to this assignments. So I need to create an assignment. This is a place for, like, you can write an essay if you need to. You can set up that specific instructions, which is maybe already predefined, and you have a list of like a checklist. You can just type it here. Once it's done, this is assignment, and that will be visible to the user, whoever will be on the writing step. So they will see this assignment. I can provide a proofreading. Maybe I do another assignment, so I give it there so they know exactly what to do, and it tells them. But step itself, it tells them what to do. But if you need to be specific, you want to say something, you can utilize this, and that will be visible. They cannot change it. Only you have an editing access, but they will have access to the read-only if you allow them to be a part of, being responsible for that step. Only one person can be assigned to one step. Cannot be two people for one step. So if you want two people on the same step, you can create two sub-steps and assign two different tasks. But again, one-to-one block. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah. So like proofreading would be a good spot where you might say, Anna or whoever it is, I want this to match the Chicago Book of Style or the AP style book, which is, let's say this guy, right? The Associated Press style book. So that could be an instruction in there, for instance, right?
Yeah. Anything you want. So that's not limited to instructions. You can put some references, links, whatever. You control what is there, and it will be visible and accessible. Now, let's say I'm done and prepared my steps. I simply just don't write it. It's kind of self-explanatory. It says writing. That means writing, and you know what to do. But I'm the one who control the outline first. But if I give a writing access to someone, the writer, of course, they can expand it and they can add some more. But if I want to control, I can just make sure it stays the same. If I want to, I can just simply tell them that I'm the one who creates the blocks and they are the one who write it. But if you want to give them complete way of from start to finish, you can just tell them create whatever you think is necessary.
Okay, cool.
Now, how they will get access to that and start writing. Now, let's review. So this is my content, and I can see my article through my content, right?
Right.
This is the beginning of the content, but I created the article for the team test, right? So if I go into workspaces, I could find this article here in my teams because it's already somebody assigned. But I need to find this article, say. So here is the article, right? Now, if I go inside this article, see, I'm accessing this article through that team view, so through the workspace. But do I have to do it from here? No, I can do it directly there. But this one is my aggregated view of all my projects or mini projects that need to be done. So in this case, here is my article for my team. If I click on that, you can see it's expanding and showing me the outline and showing me it's showing me the workflow that needs to be done. So I know exactly the dates and I know exactly what is required. If that for this particular step no one was assigned, so I don't see any face here, but like this one someone was assigned for that, you could see the person here responsible. So now for me to enter the actual article, I can just simply click on that. I'm going directly into this view. I don't need to go back and forth between content page. Now, in outline, when someone writes it, when they enter the block will be locked up, so they will be editing block at that time. I will not have an access to block. So one person at a time will be on the block level editing. Can I allow someone access as a read-only? Yes, I can. If I click on the collaborators, and this is the place where I can allow to be a collaborator or to be an article, say, viewer. So in this case, collaborators means what does it mean, collaborate? So collaborator means a very simple thing. That's exactly what is there. Collaborators will see each other and they talk to each other. Okay. Where will they talk? Let's go into the article view. So if I am here, let's say I'm in the writing view, you can see right here is a collaboration icon. When I click here, the collaboration will open. Collaboration has the feedback as a part of collaboration, takes the first spot. Then individual chats, you can see two people that I invite because I'm the owner. So I have an visibility of two people, but I talk to each of them individually. So when I write here, I send a message, they can do the same and they will see only me if they are not collaborators. We will talk only one-on-one. So they don't know about the existence of each other if they are not collaborators. They only communicate through owner of the account and their team member. It's a one-to-one relationship. Doesn't matter how many team members I have. I may have 10 different people. They will not know about the existence of each other if I don't want them to know. So by default, they work just one-on-one with the admin or team or the account owner. On a team chat, this is the place where if they are working, they could see each other if they are collaborators. And now any message here will be visible to all of them and they can participate in one or common chat. Otherwise, they will have the separate chats, individual together. So I'm writing you a message. You will see this message when you enter the task. You will see this message. Now, issues. This is related to collaboration. That means we find the problem, we solve the problem together.
So now, will that, since you assigned a step to me. Yeah. Well, how do I see that in my Blogly? Are you going to get to that?
How do you see? Okay, let me just explain. Hold on just a second.
Yeah.
You go into the workspaces. In the workspaces in my client's view. When you click on the my workspace, you will see the task which is dedicated to you. Let's say you assign on 3 different steps. You will see 3 different steps separately. So each step is independent. So you could see step 1, step 2, step 3, but there will be article name here. Again, this one is a testing, so you don't see the article, not the actual name, but you can see the statuses. So by clicking here, you go directly into the article, say my article. Like here, I'm going into somebody else's article. And this is the place where I can read the assignment here, if there would have been assignment, and do some work. If I want to get into article, I can try. But if I already lost the access because the article was completed, once I click completed, my access is closed. So you can see when I started, when it was completed, but I cannot access it anymore. So this article is closed for me. So when I return back, but this article, I'm still having this one is in progress and complete. So this article I can access. So you could see this article, and also you could see the functionality was given to me. That's the only tabs I'm seeing. Like if I was given plagiarism SEO, access to notes, that's the
that's nice.
All I see. But I can always go back in here and the only step that is visible to me, only my step. And I got 2 buttons here. That will be, right now it's in progress because I already started working on that. But
Right.
if I didn't start yet and my turn now to do the work, that will say start. So when I click start, the complete button will show up and the start in progress will start. So we start capturing when the job is started. If I click complete now, the access to the article itself for me will be lost.
Cool. That's great.
So this is it. This is how the content, how the team members communicate. Hopefully this is understandable. I totally get it. It could be a little bit overwhelming from the beginning, but I think everything does make sense. Remember that control of the team members is done through the workflow. Right. So your workflow is the place where you can decide who, when, after, in what sequence, that what should be done. You can always close the task. If the task, even if it's not completed, you want to just force it and complete it, it's in your hands. If you want to do that, you can. So for that is when I go back to this article and say, okay, the first step is complete. You can see the only one button complete. Right. When I click complete here, this step will be totally closed and we'll move on to the next. Now, once I move on to the next, give me the warning that this step is closed and I will never be able to restore it back. For me, this is done for specific purpose that there will be no errors, so no any kind of overlap will be done. So every completed step, the only way to do the research step, just go back to editing and you can just create another research step and just put it in the right sequence. But you cannot see, I cannot change anymore this step. That will be closed forever.
Yeah, that's a good change management technique too. It's like, okay, so I've completed the step, but now I decide I'm going to go back in. It's been approved and so forth. I can't go back in and make changes to it after the fact. So I like the change management style. Now, the other question that comes to mind is, let's say you've used this team and now you need to create a new team. How do you uninvite somebody?
Oh, you just simply come on here and say, okay, well,
I guess in the team, let's say you need to replace them with another team.
Okay, I get it. So presence, 2 things you need to separate. Presence of the team member in your seed does not give them a right to see your content, unless only the place where you give them the access to your article. It's on based on article level through the workflow. Now that team is behind, right? And then remember, after the job is done, they do not have any more right access. The only right access is given through the workspace. Through this workflow.
Got it.
And collaborators only can be like view only. If I give them view only, they can see a view only, but they will never be able to edit it. The only way to do the editing is to provide the access through the step. Steps have a right access.
Gotcha.
Once the right access is finished, it's closed, the access is closed. And you saw that when I was trying to enter, the access is done. Now, another thing is, if I have 3 seats and I filled right now with 3 people, can I quickly change when I remove one person, invite another one? Yes, you can at any time. You can do it anytime. You can remove one person and bring another one. You can restore back that person by just simply sending an invitation again. It still will go through invitation. So invitation must be sent. So if you want to send an invitation and you got 3 seats and they already filled, you will not be able to send an invitation. So first thing first, you need to remove release one seat, make one seat available. You can send an invitation to fill this seat. this person accepts it, now they will be in the part of your team.
Got it.
But again, to give them a task, you need to drop the selected drop down and give them specific steps with instructions if you want. You don't want instructions, don't give them instructions, and just give them verbally and tell them, oh, here it is, you should have an access. Just go look in your workspace, you find it, access it, and do the writing.
Got it. Well, it's nice to put the instructions in there. So somebody says, well, that's not what you told me. I said, well, yeah, it is.
So now, so basically, this is it. I think it's a kind of explanatory. It's explanatory.
Yeah. It's a neat system. It's very straightforward. I mean, it's very powerful. But once you start using it, it's pretty doggone easy. So I think that's great.
One more thing is, let's say you have 4 seats and now you want to 4 paid seats. You want to reduce the number of seats. All you need to do, just click here. You can see that this is the, let's say, annual, I have 3 seats, the monthly I have, so this is already paid. So if I want to edit, so I need to remove the seats, I need to do this and say, I want this new count, right? So if I do the new count and click OK, if I don't have the people, it will reduce it and then will change the number of seats, number of paid seats I have.
Right.
But if I try to see, now I have 3 people here, right? And I try to remove it now, try to make it less. If I do that, it will tell me that at first I need to remove the person from the active seat. So in this case, I need to delete this person, then I can reduce the seats.
Okay.
Make sense?
It does. Now, when you delete somebody, will they receive a note, an email saying they've been removed?
Yes, they will. I don't think that will send email when they remove, but they will see it here. They will see here that deleted, right? So
okay.
They will see their status. Status will change.
Got it. Great. Well, that is a very powerful tool. I know we've talked about it for a long time, and it's kind of I get the sense that it's one of your favorite parts of the app. So
well, it's very granted, it's very complex to build because I can tell you, we spent last 6 months just working on this, fine-tuning and building, fine-tuning, testing. So this is a tremendous amount of work. But I think that what we have, it's just flexible enough to cover and make sure we are protected from all sides, and we give you this protection like accesses, ability to assign and assign, ability to move on and add quickly, remove quickly. So you do have this in your hands.
Yeah, it's having used tools like Microsoft Project and other project management apps. This is very nice. I mean, the other things are powerful, but it's like hitting the tick with the sledgehammer. You could probably get by with a claw hammer.
All right, I think we covered it all, unless for something else. But let me do the quick quiz. Let me ask you now, so you remember. Now, if you invited, where do you see the invitation?
Invitation will come to my email address, and then I accept it there. Perfect. Or I go in. Now I'm already failing. So I get the email.
Well, you accept it. When you get the email, you have a link. You click on the link. You go into your account. If you don't have an account, you create one with that email that been sent, right? So based on that email, you will see the status here will be the button here where you could say you need to approve. Once you click on approve, because you need to agree in the work too, because you don't want to be bombarded and having thousands of the invitations, which are now you part of the 1,000 people work going on. So you need to approve it who you work with. So you can click and approve, then you find. And by the way, you also have ability to delete as well. So once you delete it, so it's on both sides. anyone to start wants to walk away and say, okay, I'm not the part of it, just simply say, okay, I'm deleting it, and then the change of the status will change, and then you will not see that workspace, because you don't want to be clogged up with different workspaces that you don't participate, right?
Right. Absolutely.
But once you prove, another question for you.
Okay.
Let's say I assign you the task. Through what method I'm using giving you a task?
Well, it'll show up in the workspaces.
No, that's what method. How I'm assigning it.
You're using the workflow.
Excellent.
You go in,
yeah,
create the workflow, and then you assign me the step that you want me to do, or a sub-step, like excellent. You did in the example.
Can I give you another question? Can I give you the right access to the everything I got?
If you make me admin.
No. I make you admin, but admin doesn't mean you have an access to everything I got. You have an access.
I'm sorry, everything related to the article, right?
No, not close. No. Everything, every article that has outstanding workflow, open workflow, you will have an access. Now, the question is, can you, as an admin, can you create the articles for me? We haven't talked about that. I can tell you right now, yeah, you would not know, but yes, you can, because you will have a button new sitting right on the top of your workspace. So okay. I cannot show that here, but in my clients, if I'm the admin, I will have a button here. It says new. I just simply clicking on new here. I create the article just like this person of this owner of this workflow would create. So I would create in his space. I will not create in my space. Another question for you. Can I give a read-only access to one person without creating any workflow? I mean, not the still workflow should be there, but let's say I could give without giving any step.
If they're a collaborator, you have to set them up as a collaborator, and then in that dialogue, you can give them read-only access.
No, not exactly. I can give an access to you. You don't have to be a collaborator. I just give you the view access.
Okay. So where would you set that up? Because the only place I recall seeing read-only was in...
Let's go in it. So workflow. I am in a workflow.
Right.
Note right here. Here is the button right here. I mean, button. That's a link. That's an icon, editor, right? So you click on the collaborator. That's a different view comes up. You have two different controls here. So the whole list of all your team members will show up here. And you have ability to make them collaborator separately, because collaborator is the one who can collaborate and collaborate.
Right. Okay.
That's only related to chat. Articles view only. If I give like this, let's say I give you like this. Now having this, you don't have to have any kind of step. You don't need that, but you will have an access to the article itself.
Got it. That's what I
read only, view only access. You cannot will not be able to edit it. So, but this case is like good for if you want to give to your client and just invite them and say, okay, here you can read it, but don't touch anything, right?
Yeah, don't break it.
Yeah. Now next question. Just want to make sure to repeat it. So if you are collaborator. I mean, if I make you a collaborator, who you will see in a collaboration chat?
In the collaboration chat, I will see the other people. You don't have anyone set now, so there wouldn't be anybody to see.
Exactly. So now you will have like this. Those two people can see each other and can talk to each other in a common chat.
Got it.
Okay. Now another thing is question. If can you see on this view the workflow itself?
Yeah, you can click on the row.
Okay. If I click on the blue, what will happen?
It'll expand and show the the
Not
vertical.
exactly. So if I
workflow.
click on a, you are right. If I click on a row, it will open. If I click on a blue, I go directly into there.
Ah, okay. Got it. You can
Now-
tell I haven't used it yet.
Now,
I thought I was paying attention.
so what is this person head shows up here?
That is the person with the current step. So
Exactly. So if you click here, you can see, okay, research is done. The current step is, this research. So the current step, that the next research is here.
Right.
And this is the person who is signed to this. So basically, you'll see only, let's say, one head, right, at the time.
Right.
What else? What else?
See due dates down the side, which are set in the when you assign the task.
Yeah, what the due date means here.
That the due date means that for writing, and I don't know if it's part 1 or part 2, but the writing due date looks to be 6/10/21.
Right. Why there's two parts? What the difference between the regular step and the sub step?
That way you can split up the work. Let's say you have
At the same time.
You might want somebody to do the introduction and the summary, and then someone to do like the content.
Okay. Now another question is, can you start editing process at this time?
No.
Okay, good. And why?
Because this is a sequential process.
Excellent.
All preceding steps have to be complete before the next one can.
Who completes the process? Who completes the step? Huh?
The owner of the article.
Not only owner. You remember that big green button? Watch this.
Right.
Watch this. I open. This is not my workspace. So I'm getting into someone else.
Right.
And you can see this step is completed. I cannot do anything. This is already done. When I get in here, this is completed, right?
Right.
If I try to access it, it tells me that's it. This is not available for me. But this one is. So this one is for me, and my step is in progress, and I can go into that place. Now you can see the button complete.
Right.
That's a big button though, but but this is my button. This is for me.
Okay.
So I'm accessing my step, and this button is for me because it's my step. If I only see my steps here.
Right.
Now, question for you.
Well, I had a question on that. Let's say I complete it, but you're not satisfied with it.
Then I have to recreate and create new step.
Okay, that's why
there's no way to reopen. So
got it.
Just remember.
Okay.
Now, question.
People are always satisfied with it. But,
now, question is, do I see other steps here that don't belong to me?
No.
No, you're wrong. I can see all the steps for the task, for the article, but the only one step is visible to me here. But I could see the whole lineup, the whole schmo, whatever you call it.
The whole shooting match.
The whole shooting match. I could see the whole lineup of all the possible steps, but only my step will be here. Can I have multiple steps?
I would think you could only see, it would make sense to only show you the current assignment.
No, I could see, let's say if article has 3 steps assigned to me, I see all 3 here.
Okay.
I may see 20 steps here, whatever, right? But I can see 3 mine. But now the difference will be, the only one button will be to start. I can only start. Guess which step I can start?
The last one.
The first one. No, well, yeah, it's fail.
Oh man, I'm not doing very well at all.
But no, you're doing good. You're doing good. So it makes sense. So you understand that you only can start one step. Out of 3 steps, you can only start the one which is in sequence goes first, right? And only when this step is available for me. Let's say if there is this one step before me, which is not complete, will I have those 3 steps visible here?
Your 3 steps, I mean, you'll still have your 3 steps.
Right, I still have my 3 steps, but will I have the start button active?
No.
No,
only
that's right. Because, and how I do recognize that which step currently is in play? Let's say I have 10 steps here. How do I know which step is now current? Even by looking on the left side. Even this one is kind of doesn't just, but let me go in the different view, like this one, right? So let's say I go into this view. Oh, hold on. If I go to this view like this, you could see something like this.
Right.
How do you know which step is just by looking at this? How do you know which step is current? Don't look even in this.
No, it's so you've got the strike through on the completed step.
Exactly. So you know the strike through here, the very next after that, that's a current step. You see, if I click here, complete, right? And I do that because do sub steps. They need to be so it complete here. Now you can see the writing step is done. If you don't cross off here, you cross off on the one.
Ah, okay.
Now, what if I don't put the dates here?
I don't think that makes any difference in terms of.
Will not make any difference, but even without dates, it will be blank.
Right. Okay.
Now, another question is, out of the top of your memory, what access I can control to each team member?
Well, it's when you click on the access over there, it's like there were 10 check boxes that you could use to provide access to. Yes, that one.
Yeah. Okay, good. What happens if I remove the SEO access here?
Then I can't access the SEO functionality.
Right. What will happen on the view? Will you see the SEO tab?
Yeah, you should be able to see it.
No, SEO tab will be hidden. So you only see the tabs that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking the steps again. Yes.
So now, another question is, how you can communicate to, let's say, your team member, you want to talk to owner. I mean, owner, the admin of the article. How will you talk through the using the system?
Through clicking the little. Let's see. One way would be to click on the collaboration button at the top.
Where?
Up here, the little circle.
Excellent. Team collaboration. What will happen when I click?
It'll open up the feedback, individual chat, team chat, and issues. So
right. What's the feedback is for?
That's so somebody can take a look at it. Let's say you gave someone read-only memory and they wanted to.
That's basically for preview and communicate with you by stranger. You can send it to anyone. Any stranger can respond to you and look at your article and give some notes, which you will see.
Well, my parents taught me to not talk to strangers.
All right. Now, okay. What will happen if you create an issue? What's the issues for?
Well, if you let's say, for instance, I'm working on the writing portion of it, and I hit a snag. I don't understand part of the assignment, or I don't understand. I'm just having a problem with something delivering my piece, or I find a mistake.
Yeah, for whatever issue, it's an issue. So basically, it's self-explanatory. You create an issue on the article. You can do that here. What will happen if you? How you can find it and know that there is an issue on the article itself?
Well, the outline there are, and I'm trying to remember where the little numbers above the top line of text that show you the number of issues that are open and the number of issues that are closed. Correct?
Yeah. So yes, the issues will be visible and I believe I have the issues somewhere here, right? So I think if I go here, let me just scroll it through quickly. Oh, right here. You see this,
Yeah.
issue, right? When I click on this, can anyone edit the issue?
That I don't know if we
No.
talked about.
No,
I would.
that only the creator of the issue can edit the issue.
Okay.
Now, if I change the issue, let's say what I can do, I mean, what the status, of course, you already know.
Right.
The status is changed or result, it turn green. So
Right.
the issue will not go away. It's not being deleted, but it's there and it's presently visible. If I want to click here and I want to see all the issues, I just do it from here. See, these two issues are there, right?
Right. And I like the slider that you can parse out the completed ones and only see what the active ones
if
are.
I see only active ones, you don't see anything. So this is a closed. But can I reopen the issue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open
Okay.
it up
I can
and
just simply
say,
click on edit and say, okay, it's not resolved. It's back to active.
right.
Now it's red again. And you say active only. Now I can see active only. All right. I think you pass.
Oh man, by the hair of my teeth, the skin of my teeth.
All right.
That's it. By the skin of my teeth. Yeah, I think that's it. Well, this is really.
I think we covered it, right?
Yep. And you had me do a test on screen. So next time I'll have to study first. I want the cheat sheet.
Yeah, cheat sheet. Okay, thank you, Tom. And I think this is about it. I'm gonna be uploading this so people can understand and listen and see.
It's great. I mean, even with one seat, you can, since it's all sequential, you can just rotate people through. Okay, Bob, it's your turn. Nancy, it's your turn.
You can. But it's slightly inconvenient, but yeah, it's doable. But you need to send an invitation again. But yeah,
that's a little cumbersome.
Yeah, but hey, we all want to make money. If we want to be have a convenience, right?
Right.
But yeah, it's still at least a seat is a seat. So you just simply fill in your seats, remove and add again, remove, add again. So you can do that.
And then once you make enough money, you can buy more seats. All right. Well, on that happy note, hope you have a nice evening and a good weekend ahead. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.